Hi, I'm Julia Frainer. Welcome to Soul Space Studio. I'm so grateful that you are checking in on this little vlog post. This is like the 10th time I've attempted it, which is fewer times than I attempted to write it. Somebody may walk in. I've kind of had to turn my back a little bit to the window because there's been a lot of people always peering in, and yeah, I love it. A lot of times I chase them down and say, come on in, you can come in. But I've got the door shut right now, hoping to get through this little post. Yeah, and the intention of this post is when I just kind of want to talk about the things that are happening in the studio, things that have been happening. Again, my intention with the studio. I want to talk about the Oracle decks. Somebody was just out there chatting. I want to make sure they weren't wanting to come in. Oracle decks, because there's been a lot of curiosity around these, and a little bit about my process. So there's three topics that I would just want to, hopefully I have time to hit on all of them. So I'm going to just make this as quick as possible. So, happenings in the studio. Oh my goodness. So much goodness is going on in here. So much goodness. First off, I have a grandson coming, joining the world really, really soon. And that means that I won't be in the studio, but I am making arrangements for others to be in the studio and allowing it to be, maybe I shouldn't have turned my back to the allowing the studio to be open for open studio. I don't know all the hours yet, and yes, I digress all the time, so I'm going to digress for just a minute when we talk about hours. Because a lot of people have said, well, what are your hours? And I am such an ishish person, and I knew when I opened up the studio, the last thing I'm going to do is lock myself into hours. So typically I get here about 10-ish, and I leave about 6-ish. Last night I didn't leave until 7:30. People were here and chatting. I had people earlier in the day arting and talking and gathering. So that's pretty much my hours, because I'm an ishish person. It's around 10-ish to about 6-ish. Sometimes I get here at 11, sometimes I leave later. Now, if I have an appointment, if somebody has scheduled an appointment or somebody's called and said, I really want to come in for open studio time and I can't get there until 9 a.m., or I am going to get there early, like at 9 a.m., is that possible? I will make it happen and I will be here. Like, I'm not irresponsible that way. I just have a hard time locking myself into hours. That's all. So, okay, back to what's happening in the studio. So, open studio time, that's pretty much what happens all the time. If there is not a play shop, a series, or private coaching going on, it is open studio. So, if you decide that you want one of the other events to happen, just reach out to me. We'll make an appointment. Otherwise, pop in or call or send me a message. Chances are it's open studio. A lot of my series are at off times, like not right during prime time, midweek or Saturday. We just had a paint night, and it is, usually from 7 o'clock until 9 o'clock in the evenings. So open studio would still be happening during the day, and then the play shop would be later in the afternoon or evening, or vice versa. The other thing I do, and that does happen, is that the studio will get reserved. So somebody would say, like, I want to bring my friends in, I want to bring the office girls in, and can we just reserve the studio and you just guide us through the process, or at something, and they just have, it's a party. So I reserve it for that too. So sometimes that is going on as well. But any questions on that, please don't hesitate. Or if you want to reserve, or if you want a private session, or want to know when an event is coming up. A lot of times events come up because somebody's asked for the event. And if that energy is out there and they've asked for the event, well, the play shop, then we create it and they come. So that's how that has been working. And I'm still getting, second month into it. I'm still looking at getting a groove with the community right here. And so it's just all in the works. So yes, grandbaby coming, I will be gone. Open studio will still be happening. You can still reach me, still keep an eye on the blogs, on the Facebook, on the Instagram, and be in the know. Also, Meetup. I am on Meetup. It's Soul Space Studio WA for the Meetup group. And in that, all the events will be, so if I have a play shop, it will be posted there. If there's coursework or if there's a series work, that will be posted in there. And then I also have some freebies, no charge. They're just gatherings. We kind of sit down and chat. One of them is Born of Love. It's Reflections on Love. It's off the book, Born of Love. And we did that yesterday afternoon where we just sat and chatted. I open up the book, I read one of the excerpts from the book, and it's just open chatting. So it's a lot of fun. It's a way to just kind of focus on something really positive. Gives you an hour or two to kind of just get lost. If you're not into the painting part, just come in and have that discussion. Those discussion times. I also have a couple of events set up like that where there's no cost, where I will be talking about the two oracle decks, right? The two artist decks. Because there's a lot of curiosity around them. I think I just need to just offer introduction to and exploration of them. I use these a lot in my private sessions. I use them a lot for my own personal use, like daily. I use them like, okay, how can I be of service today? And pulling one of these cards kind of often leads me the direction I need to go. Or if I have a question or a thought or concern, or if I'm stuck on a piece of art that I'm playing with, these are a go-to for me. So I know it's kind of dark in here. I turned that back light off and these lights, and it's just all of a sudden getting dark back here. But I'm not going to stop it. I'm not going to start this again. We're just going to finish it. Half of me is dark, I guess. Yeah, that's what we're doing. So other things that are happening in the studio. Jean Anthony lives in this area. When I first met her, she was up here. I was in southern Utah. We worked in this deck together. And she and I have been in contact over the last little bit, and she's been in the last couple of days, and we are going to, I've invited her to offer a coursework in here, a series work for the work that she does. She's also an intuitive artist. She's got some an incredible process that she shares, body mapping. I have loved it. I have been doing it myself, but I've invited her. She's coached me along and has been my support in that here physically. And I've invited her to use the studio to offer that here. It's wonderful. If you've got some physical ailments, which of course I'm missing a third of my body. There's a little ailment right there. Chronic pain, anything like that. I just encourage you to reach out to her or to me if this kind of sounds interesting. Keep watch. More will be coming up. JeanAnthony.net is where you can find her. So, yeah. Other happenings in here. Mommy's and me are coming back. I meant to say that. Mommy's and me are coming back. Ashley has been out of town with her son. She will be back to gift us with her talents in the Mommy and Me section. Probably area play shops. Probably when her little boy goes back to school, which is happening so soon, isn't it? I just can't believe summer's just about over. But starting sooner than that, on Saturdays, a couple of Saturdays a month, it will be Mommy and Me with Grandma Lisa. And this is going to be so fun. So not this Saturday, but I believe the next Saturday. I can't remember the date, what that's going to be, but you'll see it posted here. She's going to be sharing some fun story time and activity and craft. So yeah, if you've been here for the Mommies and Me, or if you're interested in that, please keep watch. They will be back. So you'll see those events posted. Again, Meetup, Facebook, and on the website. Or just call me, text me, right? We can talk about those things. Some of the series that I've done, those will be another series. A continuation is the Elemental series. This one is from Earth. It's the Elemental Box series. And what we do is we talk about the archetypical characteristics of the element. This was Earth. I just did water. We'll do them again. I'll probably do water again. And just create these fun little treasure chests, medicine cabinets, toolboxes, whatever you want to call it. Each one is as unique as whoever comes and creates. And yeah, these are just boxes that would have just been tossed out. and we find a purpose for them and pour a lot of love into them. So you'll want to keep watch for that as well when that next series starts. Let's see, I think those are the major happenings going on. In other words, you're just going to want to be in touch because it's going to be a blast. These decks, now Jill Chesrow really spearheaded this newest one, and I've got to just shout out to her. Elements of Mastery is where you can find her on the web, or reach out to me and I can get you in contact with her. She's an amazing energy healer, gifted woman. Both of these decks are incredibly beautiful, filled with intuitive art, intuitive writing. Yeah, very inspirational. And these decks are available here. I do shipping. So if you're interested in one, please reach out to me. I'd be so happy to share it. And these women, these beautiful artists, and their talents are just like they radiate from these boxes. It's incredible. Incredibleness. I can get you in contact with any of them as well, if that is of interest to you too. Let's see. What else we got? I want to talk to you a little bit about the process. So this one behind me is one of the newest ones. This one I have kept up because it has been really a lot of inquiry on that one. And it's a beautiful story on the intuitive process that I do. This one is a new one. I just recently started it. The other day I had a dream about, well, the other night I had a dream about a horse. And so, of course, I look at the archetypical characteristics of horse and what that might mean. And of course, I'm wanting to tap into that. And I really am digging the whole horse thing and theme and the idea of freedom and running wild and yeah, how that all applies to me. And I'm just so into it. And I went to the paper and started doing some intuitive writing and started to spread the paint, and I am attempting to get a horse, and I'm going along, and I'm like, it's not happening for me right now. So I go and sit down, have somebody come in, we're visiting. I am so like all of a sudden lost looking. I'm over at the desk looking at this, and she's like, are you even paying attention to me? And I was like, yes, I'm sorry, but, and she says, is somebody else in the studio? I said, it's just sheep. It's just sheep, right? Do you see the sheep there? And I was really very, very disappointed that what I wanted to be horse is now looking like sheep. So disappointed that that little tiny sketch right there is of a horse and a naked lady, because that's really what I wanted up there. And I noticed that the word bare and naked and free is still sticking out along with the word heart and abundance and dance. I don't know. This is the process. The process, when you're in it intuitively, is it tells you what it wants next. It's like a co-creation with spirit. It really is. It's just an incredible process. And as I've resisted for several days to work on this piece, because by golly, I wanted it to be horse and it's still sheep, I have come to the conclusion. In fact, Jean was in yesterday and the day before, Jeannie was, and some other people were in, and we have joked about how badly I wanted this to be horse, and it is sheep. It is sheep. I resigned the fact it is sheep, so much so that my friend Denise brought this over to me. So cute, huh? Little sheep charm. I think she's being a little bit funny, but she's being also very sweet about it. So keep watch and see what sheep comes out to be. I can tell you, though, that I have learned a lot over the last couple of days, from horse to sheep and sheep to horse, and my desires and my heart and abundance and all of that. It's been incredible. This process continues to be incredible. The process that I use, intuitive writing, intuitive art, many mediums, and movement. There is some movement that goes into it, because sometimes we got to keep that, the oxygen flowing and stir things up just a little bit. It's a beautiful, beautiful process. So, yeah, I love it. Okay, I think I've kind of updated you on everything. Sorry about the darkness. Like all of a sudden, I guess maybe cloud cover too. It's affected that. But I do want to get this out. Please feel free to reach out to me, contact me. You know how to do that. Find me on Facebook, Instagram. Yeah. I can't wait to have you in the studio creating right here alongside me. Blessings to each one of you. I'm grateful for everyone who does come in here and has a wonderful experience. Everybody does. Yeah. Talk to you soon.